the, the justice system also, we want it to work properly. It frustrates investment, where people go to courts over money issues, and the matters are never disposed of by the courts. Cases are parked there in courts for months or years. This actually frustrates investors. The other time I was talking to an American investor, potential investor. He was intending to put up a plant here. Then somebody came down with another title deed, claiming that the land that he had bought belonged to that person. Then the matter was parked in court. And he was coming, this was the third time he had come. And it was in the month of March. And the matter was not heard, it was adjourned to June. So he was told to come back in June. So I was telling Mr. Odinga, these guys have again pushed this thing to June. Don't you know, I'm coming all the way from the LA. Do they know where the LA is? I'm not going to come back again to this country. So that way, you basically lose a potential investor. And what we have said is that will not be happening. We will stop this. And as you can see, my deputy, Madam Martha Karua, is going to be Minister in charge of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. So we hope she will be able to deal with those issues. Energy has been an issue, and energy continues to be a problem even up to today. The cost of energy is too high, and this is one of the prohibiting factors that scares away investors from the country. At the rate of 14 US cents per unit, we are pricing ourselves out of business when it costs 3 cents, 4 cents in Egypt and in South Africa. So some companies have actually relocated from here to those destinations. We are going to work hard to bring down the cost of energy in this country. And this we will start as soon as possible. Secondly, we are trying also to go green. And we are going to emphasize a lot of preference to green investment. We've got actually quite an abundance of sources of green energy in the country. Our hydro potential is still not completely exhausted. Solar, which has now become fairly commercially viable, and wind is also available. So we are going to invite companies which can invest in those areas to come and invest in this area. At the moment, our generation capacity is still fairly low, at 2,800. That is really peanuts. I know this as somebody who lived in Europe for a long time. We are going to try to increase it to over 10,000 megawatts. That is what's going to attract big industrial investors to come and invest here in our country. We are ready for business, and we are going to create an enabling environment that will be attractive to those who want to come and invest in our country. And we want big investments, because you know that there are many European big investors who like to go and invest outside. If they can go and invest in China, which was just basically transforming from a fairly closed economy, there's no reason why a country which has been a free market economy from independence cannot be attractive for European investors. I want to tell them, Karibuni Kenya. Kenya is open for business. We are going to set up these special economic zones and export processing zones in the country. And we want to invite bigger European companies to come and invest here. We are, we know we are very conscious of our location in this region as a gateway to the whole of Eastern Africa. So we are therefore going to invest heavily in the improving infrastructure that links us to the countries in the interior. Lamu Port is partially done, but they've only done the first three berths. It's going to be expanded to 32 berth port to make it the biggest port on these Eastern African coasts. And with that, we are also going to put up the railway line that goes to Juba and also to Addis Ababa. Phase 1. Eventually, it is intended to go through Bangui, the Central African Republic, to Cameroonian port of Kribi, to create a land bridge that links the Atlantic Ocean to the Indian Ocean, and they're opening up the interior of Africa to trade. We're also planning to put up another port in Shimoni, in the south coast, which we want to also make a major fish processing zone there, but it will also be a port that will be connected to the hinterland. Coming back now to the issues of bureaucracy, there's issues of taxation, customs, which I know is a problem to businessmen. Then the issues of immigration, the processing of work permits in the country. I know this is also a challenge. But I want to give you an assurance that we are going to address these issues to make it easier for investors and workers or companies which have invested in this country to receive work permits as quickly as possible. Also, the startups, registration of new companies in the country, we're going to make it much, much easier. I would say it will be easier than it is in Rwanda to open up a new business here in Kenya. Okay? Because people these days tell you to benchmark with Rwanda. I want to tell you that Rwanda will be a student of Kenya going in the future. Then the bureaucracy is an issue generally, but we know where we lost it. There's a report that was produced here in Kenya. It's called the Ndegwa Report of 1971 that allowed the bureaucracy to get involved in businesses. So you have a situation where civil servants are themselves directors or owning businesses which are competing with the private sector. This is a contradiction of its kind. And we are going to stop this to ensure that either you are a civil servant and you earn your salary and you work for the public, or you resign and become a businessman and work and you are served by the civil service. It cannot be two ways about this. There will be no negotiations about that.